What is going on, everybody? My name is Ciara Lawler. Welcome back to another week of Hero or Zero. This is the Heroes for Hire podcast. My name is Shaun Meehan. Oh my god.
Hello, Shaun Meehan. It's so nice to meet you. I've heard great things about you.
I was looking at you while doing the intro and I was like, there's Shaun.
You're like Terminator vision. Just said like Shaun Meehan. Kill.
Because I don't want to give away the game, but I never look at you when I do the intro because I know I'll burst out laughing. I always just like look at a different tab. But I mean,
really?
Now, yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Here I've been making funny faces, holding up cards saying you're doing great, Connor.
Shaun, this is Hero or Zero, where we choose one comic book character every single week. We talk their good points and their bad points, and we generally just give you a bit of a rundown of everything to do with that character. Now, last week you did Madame Web, who is, of course, a Marvel character in the Spideyverse. So what I decided to do this week was a little bit different. Now, as I said, I normally do DC characters, but a few months ago,
right,
you did a little thing with public domain superheroes, Shaun.
I did. I did, Connor.
We had a bit of a few comments that said they'd love to hear a few more of these absolutely dog shit characters.
Yeah, because for people that don't know, these are characters that literally anyone can use. Like, the copyright on them has expired.
Yeah.
So we could make one of these characters if you wanted. Most
of these were created like the 40s or 50s.
Kind of after Superman, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, and what happens is they came along for like 10 issues in the 40s and they just haven't been touched, and then it's been 50 years. So in the 1990s, they all became public domain. And what was interesting, it was really fun hearing about these are the characters that all got thrown in, because when Superman started, every comic book everywhere just threw everything at the fucking wall. Let's see what happens.
Just because you might get the next Superman out of it, and then you never have to work again in your life.
But within that, there was also a lot of shit. So I thought it might be fun this week because there's fucking hundreds of these really terrible characters that I would choose.
Ridiculous.
I would choose another three that caught my eye this week that were different from your tree, Shaun.
Okay, yeah, because if you did the same tree, Connor, I will be honest, that would be a bit awkward.
It'd be lazy.
You just listen to the episode again and just parrot it back.
Shaun, send me on your report there on Microsoft Word.
Yeah, no bother at all. I only have it on Notepad, is that alright?
No. So, Shaun, we're going to start off with my first character that really made me giggle, because a character... what I've done here is I've started off with a character I really liked, then I've done a small one that I couldn't find a lot of information on but really made me laugh, and in the last one, another character that is just weird.
Okay, I love it.
And so we're starting off with a character called Speed Senator.
Like the government official, a senator?
No, Centaur, if you want to say it like that. Oh, sorry.
Like a horseman.
Like a horseman.
Okay, so let me guess beforehand. He's a man who's also a horse and can run. No, he's a billionaire who can transform into a centaur at will.
Because you have to get into the minds of the public domain creators.
Yeah. Has to be a billionaire, first of all. Has to be a transformation sequence.
Look, I mean... I will say he mostly generated like headlines along the lines of like mystery horse tramples 15 more to death, that kind of stuff.
Yes.
He also, and this really made me giggle, he also in every issue found a way to beat up a bear.
Every issue? How many issues?
I think it's 6. I think it's 6
That's
issues.
That's too many bears for one man to beat up.
It's almost too many bears. It might be 10 or 6. But either way, I mean...
Either way. Each one worse than the last.
So, look, it was a pretty odd strip. And if you want to Google what he looks like, go right ahead. It does capture the eye. I mean, it's exactly what you thought it was. It's a man. He's got a lovely white mane past his waist. and he's kicking a bear in the picture.
He is. God, he really is. He's really doing a number on that bear. What is happening here?
You're not allowed to look it up because I have to tell you.
Sorry.
So every issue basically felt like it was written by somebody who had done an awful lot of drugs, but also had possibly hit their head. So
good combo.
Yeah. Not 90% of everything in the Golden Age comics, of course, not very good. So there was, of course, Plastic Man the Spirit, but there was also Speed Centaur. He debuted in Amazing Mystery Funnies, number 12, in 1939.
Sorry, can I just get the name of the publication one more time?
Amazing Mystery Funnies.
Amazing Mystery Funnies. Okay, my three sons. Go ahead.
Number 12, my fourth son. From Centaur. It also came from Centaur Publications.
Good. Very good. A mascot.
Yeah, and tallied a dozen appearances before cantering off into comic book limbo. Now, Centaur was a lesser publishing house with a few interesting titles, like Amazing Man and another character we're going to cover later on in this report. But mostly, it did not offer very impressive material, Shaun, first and foremost.
Okay.
So we begin the issue, Shaun. His origin is very simple. You'll catch up. We begin with a guy. He's digging in the Arctic. Okay, and he's just a man. He's just digging away in the Arctic, right? After an earthquake that's happened there, and he finds a lone survivor of a race of centaurs.
Okay. I want to be on board, Connor. I really, really do.
It's a child. Like, it's like let's just hypothetically, if there was an alien that landed in a field and two farmers adopted the child, it's along the lines of that, but it's a centaur that's a baby in the Arctic.
Okay. That's all well and good. But did the earthquake have something to do with the centaur being there? Was the centaur frozen in ice, a la Captain America?
Oh, that will all be explained, Shaun. Why he's there?
Why he's in the Arctic?
Yeah, he's the lone survivor of a race of centaurs. I don't know how
you can't keep saying that and thinking it'll make sense, Connor.
Didn't make more sense the second time, no?
No, okay. I'm afraid not.
So the guy, he finds this baby. He's like, this is my baby now. I'm adopting the baby.
No, it's your pet horse, is what it is. Wait, is it a little? It's a little centaur, like a little horse in a little baby body.
Yeah.
That's never been seen before.
Never been seen again. And he homeschools the little critter and raises him to a strapping young centaurhood, I suppose. The creature later goes to the big city and becomes becomes
How
buddy.
is this? Is this accepted just by everyone in the community and the big city?
Are you trying to say that there's discrimination in America in the 1940s?
Is this whole comic a metaphor for like immigration? Is that what's going on here?
I feel like you might be even giving it that much credit with that sarcastic comment. You've given it too much credit there, even with that.
So it's like the X-Men of its day. I love it. This is where the X-Men took its inspiration from. The creature later goes, of course, to the big city and becomes buddy with reporter Real McCoy. Real McCoy. That's a marketing campaign for a bag of chips in Ireland.
It's also probably a name Bob Mortimer would come up with on Would I Lie to You?
Yes, Mr. Real McCoy.
Yeah, Mr. Real McCoy, the journalist. And Real McCoy takes custody of the young creature, who has decided, just off the back of its own head, to fight crime and injustice for some reason.
See, what's the like call to action? Like,
he's a horse, man.
No, he's a centaur. He's in both worlds, which I would get if he was like, oh, I want to stop horse racing. It's like there's like a tenuous link as to why this man would, this centaur would care
Yeah.
about the big city. But is it just like muggings he's stopping?
Yeah, he's decided crime needs to stop in the city. And he's the one thing or man... What's the right terminology?
How many rib cages does a centaur have, first of all?
Oh, that's actually a very good... 4.
4?
Well, if we count one on each side...
that's one complete rib cage. Yeah. So I'd say 2 rib cages myself.
Yeah, maybe 2, yeah.
But what's this centaur been doing? Like, how old is he at this point?
He's middle-aged.
He's 40.
No way, no way.
Sorry, it's 1940, so
he's
like
30.
20 is middle-aged.
He's 22.
22.
It's really hard, obviously, to find anything positive about this strip. The art, I will admit, looks like they drew this preliminary sketches and then said, we'll get back to that later, and then never did.
I did see some, like, when I was looking for a picture of him, like, it's just like a horse and then like some colour is the background. It's terrible.
It's one of those where we'll get back to it. Oh, fuck it, it's due tomorrow. Just put it in, it's fine.
Yeah, print it, it's fine. No one will read it anyway.
Nobody in the story has any, personality. Even Horseman, Speed Senator, no personality. Now, there's lots of questions that were of course raised. And of course there's lots of possibilities that you could have taken with this strip, because I mean that's where our brains go to. Where's the storyline opportunities? Now, how did the public react to learning that there was a genuine, no-fooling centaur right out of mythology galloping around the city?
That's a question I've been asking myself since this report started, Connor.
Did biologists run around the world did biologists come from around the world to go maybe study him? Maybe there was a mass appeal to try and get there. What is this creature? We need to know.
What's it like to be this man and not fully belong to either society?
What about his civilization that they later find out is based in the Arctic? Didn't archaeologists race there to excavate and study the area?
I assume all of these questions will be answered.
None of these are answered or even mentioned.
Oh dear. Oh dear, because those are interesting. Well, look, this is the beauty of public domain superheroes. We can invent our own solutions to all of these.
Real McCoy even apparently has this huge creature visiting his apartment and office in the big city without anyone noticing.
Or do they notice and just not care, is the thing.
Because there's only bears, they'll get kicked.
But this is also the last of his species. I'm going to address the bear thing in a second, by the way.
Yeah.
But this is he's the last centaur there'll ever be, presumably.
So other than, being a centaur, there's absolutely nothing about this man that is special in any way. He's
not particularly smart.
Not smart. He's just the general crime fighter of the 40s. He's just kind of a lad who punches a little bit.
He's just a man with a goal, and that goal is to stop crime.
When he fights crime, the horse half doesn't seem really to offer any particular advantage, aside from the occasional kick. Sometimes.
But if you get a kick from a horse, you're gonna die.
No, he decides to punch criminals with his top half.
What is wrong with this man? He's an idiot. What happened to his dad who raised him?
I just set him off into the city. It's Park Kent.
You just let him loose one day.
He's let him loose.
There has to be... Is there any other centaurs in comics?
Not...
I imagine like a Wonder Woman story or something there might be.
Yeah, there would be. But, I mean, no. I thought of Hawkman, but that doesn't count.
No, that's it. But yeah, there's no other centaur in comics, certainly, that has their own comic run.
I wouldn't say so.
Right, okay.
What also is interesting that caught my eye was there's a panel where he puts he's dressing up in a disguise, and the disguise he rigs up is his human half. He puts on a horse costume.
Beautiful.
On his human.
Actually, the whole thing is worth it, in my opinion.
And then he's asked, somebody points out, like what is that? And he says, "I'm a horse," which confuses a cop. He says the words, "I'm a horse."
I'm a horse.
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel this whole comic was made up for that one bit.
Yeah.
Where he puts on a horse costume front on top of his centaur body.
Now, Speed can also fly, Shaun. That's probably not mentioned.
No, you didn't mention it up until now, though.
Now, of course, the caption suggests he's just leaping, but he also does catch a man falling from an aeroplane at one point and then changes direction in midair. So, I would say that's more of a leap. It's more of a flying scenario.
It's more of an actual... It's more akin to a Pegasus centaur, you know, which is half man, half horse, half Pegasus.
There was also an issue set out in the West where Speed fights his way to become leader of a herd of wild horses. So many questions.
See, that kind of story makes sense.
Well, how does he feel about horses? Is there a kinship there? Are they his cousins? Does he look down on them as being, you know, mute beasts, lower than his own kind, Shaun?
Oh.
For that matter, none of these are answered.
God damn it. Every time with Speed Centaur, it's more questions.
That's it. That sentence has never been said. Every time Speed Centaur.
But like, but those are all very valid questions. Like, how does this centaur interact with other horses, other humans?
Yeah.
Like, can he find love?
Now,
what's going on?
What
with
really
all of
caught my story was the last story, which came out in 1940. Real is curious, obviously. Real McCoy, he's a journalist. He's curious about his best pal, Speed Centaur, and where he came from. And he's curious about the civilization that was inhabited by centaurs, which you would be.
Aren't we all real?
And Speed, up until this point, you're thinking, okay, well, maybe there's something that's gone on. Speed obligingly takes him there. It says a lot that Speed has never wanted to return to his home, find out about his own origins, or maybe see if there had been another survivor or two. Nope. No curiosity at all.
None of it. None of it going on. Has he been there since the human found him in the Arctic?
Never
and
went
stole
back.
Him?
No need.
Never went back.
He knew it was there, but he doesn't need it.
I'm sure he was too busy focusing on getting to the big city of New York.
It's never said. It's never said, to be honest.
Because I can't imagine this would fly in New York.
Speed and Real stand in front of the ruins of Centaur City, and the story ends. What a lovely little end to it.
But where? What?
Oh, sorry, the Centaur City is underneath the ice. Yeah, in the Arctic.
Oh, right, and are centaurs still in there?
No, it's ruined.
Dead?
It's obviously ruined,
ruined.
Shaun. Don't be stupid.
Right, okay, so what happened to Centaur City, Connor?
He's the last survivor.
What fucking war happened? What went on between the Centaurs? Was it a civil war? Was it an outside source?
Yeah.
What the fuck? You can't just, like...
Yeah.
What happened?
I don't know if you're asking the right
gone?
questions. I'm giving you all the information I have.
But what? You can't have a city of centaurs on Earth disappear mysteriously.
It's never
and then
touched.
Just end it there.
It's never touched.
Never touched on again.
Never
There's been 9 issues before this of him just pissing around, stopping muggings.
And he knew there was a city of ruin.
He's fully aware of all of this.
Because he brings Real McCoy straight there. He never waits around. He's not like, I don't know where it is. He's like, oh yeah, I'll bring it next week.
Yeah, it's not like they've been hunting for it throughout the issues.
Oh man.
No, he could always get there. Was it bears?
Bears.
And that's why he has this weird vendetta against bears. Polar bears came in and killed all the centaurs.
I think it's amazing Speed Centaur didn't catch on.
Yeah, you know, in the era when you had, like, you know, Superman and an early Batman, Captain America, Namor. It's mad that this centaur horseman stopping petty crimes didn't.
Namor's a fish, man. I mean, it's fairly close to get to a horse, man.
He's half human, half mermaid. Yeah, I suppose.
You got a mermaid.
But a mermaid itself. Yeah, a mermaid itself is half fish, half human. So, or a merman.
So he's like a quarter fish.
So he's only a quarter fish, really. So I think he's mostly a prick based on his comics.
Just a personality.
Just in like how he acts around people.
Yeah.
And I might be asking too much, but like, is Speed Centaur like a nice guy? Or
he's
does he
generally
have anything?
he's generally fine. He doesn't like crime, Shaun. I think I've explained every part of his personality to you one step by one step.
Yeah, he doesn't like crime for some reason.
Yeah, he's against crime.
Yeah, I'm against crime mostly as well. But like,
Mostly.
if you're actively... Yeah, some crime is fine. Little crimes. Little insignificant crimes that don't hurt anyone. No, you can't trick me again, Connor.
After the FBI came in the last time. Not again.
But like, I mean, if like his human father had been killed, maybe I get why he'd have such a vendetta against crime. A tornado. Tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shaun, we're going to have to move on because I have a small character that I want to get to before we get to the last character.
Okay.
And my small character that I wanted to cover, I couldn't find any more information on this fucking character as hard as I tried in the whole of the internet. Nothing exists except for a few pages on Dopey Danny Day, Shaun.
Dopey Danny Day.
Dopey Danny Day. Now, Dopey Danny, he was a reporter with no notable talents who badly lost every single fight, Shaun.
Okay.
And the closest thing he had to a personality was mostly how he suffered 2 concussions every page, mostly, to be honest.
Wow. That's an impressive record.
But in one issue, possibly because his brain could no longer register trauma, it occurred to him that he could turn his life around if he answered every single question with a headbutt to the dick.
What? That's like... What? That's a very inefficient means of attacking the dick as well.
Here's the thing though, he realised he can't suffer head trauma anymore. His head is too full, like he's lit the limit of head trauma. So he's going to solve crime by just headbutting boys.
What? Like, so he's a superhero named Dickhead?
No, it's Dopey Danny Day.
That's worse than Dickhead somehow.
After the event, Danny leapt head first into everything. Sometimes he hit a dick, and things went his way. And other times he hit something harder, and lost a little bit more spinal fluid within the fight.
Are you taking the piss? Is this something you've made up, genuinely?
No. Search for Dopey Danny Day.
But does it say in this article, like, that he headbutts people in the dick?
Yes, there's a picture of him headbutting a man in the dick. It's one of the pages.
I know what's going on the Instagram this week.
It's Dopey Danny Day.
What the fuck? He's in, like, a martial arts costume. Or is that like an old-timey suit that he's wearing?
I think it's an old-timey suit.
And then there's one with him getting a plant plot dropped on him?
Yeah.
What is this? Who did this?
Overnight, this comic went from a waste of everyone's time to the life and death struggles of a man who could only drive full power at dicks and hope for the best.
Can he not just headbutt people, though?
Yeah, but what's the most effective place to headbutt someone?
The dick, of course.
The dick?
Yeah. You're entirely right. What if women can be criminals too, Connor?
If it's the 40s.
All about equality here. Oh, of course.
I like the lads in the 40s going, there's no women that do crime.
I think we're, like, forgetting, this is the 40s.
Yeah.
There's a war on.
Yeah, they would have won way faster. A few dicks to the butt, like a few headbutts to the dicks. Game over.
A few dick butts, if you will.
A few dick butts. Shaun, I was just bringing you Dopey Danny Day because he just headbutts people in the dick.
That's the worst. That's legitimately the worst character that's ever been featured.
He either wins or he loses some spinal fluid. I mean, it's ifs and buts. You know what I mean?
that's a finite amount of spinal fluid that anyone has, though, right?
Not Danny. Danny was winning loads of fights, though.
With his headbutt and dick technique, yeah. But like the day he comes up against, I don't know,
A cup.
a cup, yeah, or like anyone in any kind of defensive armor, like Danny Day is Danny Day at that point.
Do you know what? He kind of probably would want that.
I think he's genuinely just concussed so hard.
Yeah.
That like maybe this is all just a dream as he's bleeding out on the pavement.
I mean, this I couldn't find fucking anything other than that one small article, but that character exists. I've seen the panels. They thought that was a good idea.
That comic book sold.
Shaun, we're finishing off our public domain characters with quite possibly the strangest one I've ever seen in my life.
Okay,
now Danny Day caught my eye because it was funny. This one is just weird because I have DI.
Oh.
Shaun,
is this any relation to the orb, Connor?
I thought you might be interested because you love characters that have weird eye shapes on their costumes.
Eye shapes on costumes, weird shapes for heads. It's my jam with comic books.
Now the eye instead is just a big eye.
Oh, tell me more.
The eye was the creation of Golden Age artist Frank Thomas. And so here's the thing. No record seemed to exist to clarify whether the eye was entirely created by Thomas or was co-created in tandem with some obscure comic writing hack back in the day, Shaun.
Just demolishing this man's career before he even exists.
I don't think he wants his name on this.
It was Stan Lee.
It was Bill Finger, Stan Lee working together. If that worked, I mean, look, it's an eye. And it's a giant body part with no distinct personality beyond a fervent desire for, justice.
Of course, yeah. The eye wants justice. That's a fine statement to make.
So the eye was one of the oddball characters that turned up before the concept of superheroes had become fixed, really. Its origin, never explained. The eye was a huge floating eye that sometimes appeared wreathed in flame. At other times, it was invisible to everyone, but the patron it had chosen to aid and or harass into doing the work of justice.
What? This is just a big sentient eye that chooses whether to be naughty or nice to someone.
Covered in flames.
Only they can see it sometimes, covered in flames.
Yeah.
This is some weird biblical shit, isn't it?
The eye also liked to speak to evildoers, making pronouncements about their doom.
Of course. That's fucked though, because that's like he's taunting them, the eye. The eye has some element of vindictiveness to him.
While in one instance shown on the cover of Keen Detectives blasting aliens invading via parachute, in the stories the eye was mostly content to just spy invisibly on evildoers. And at least, I mean, and this is where it really gets weird, there was one or two issues where he was also invisibly spying on nightgown-clad women. Just
by God,
I mean,
this eye's a pervert.
Yes, no, you're like, Your Honour, that eye is a pervert.
Like,
oh man,
why? That's a really weird thing to introduce. Like that's solely for the guy writing the comic book, right?
Well, here's the thing. This is where his power comes from, because he sees people doing bad stuff, and then
like wearing nightgowns,
and then he informs either the physical hero of the story, a different hero,
right,
or he scares the bad guys into doing some rash action to kind of turn about their lives.
I see. Okay, so he's like whispers in their ear kind of a thing. It
was never revealed who or what the eye was, or why it was so concerned with justice. However, the opening text of the stories at times hinted that it might just be a wrathful eye of God, or something very like it.
I guess, like, look, wouldn't fly nowadays. Definitely wouldn't happen, but, like, 1940, yeah, you're fine with that.
It was a flying eyeball.
Big flying eyeball.
And it was on fire. And it told people to stop doing bad shit.
Look, editor. The giant flying eyeball that knows everything and can do anything. What's missing from that one story? God, what if it was on fire, Tom?
Also, it can melt solid steel.
Of course it can melt solid steel. That's a very specific power for an eye to have.
The eye was a magical being to whom time and distance are nothing.
This just sounds like some kind of god.
Yeah, they've created God, I think.
They just made a god.
But all he does is snitch on criminals.
And perv on women.
Yes.
I mean, what, like, if you want to go the god angle, right, and, like, lean into that, that's fine. You can't also have him be a peeping Tom. Like, those two can't go together.
And here's the thing, it was just there. It turned up every now and then. No explanation was ever given to where it came from or what it was made of. It seemed to have skin, even some eyelashes attached to it, which is even weirder.
Even weirder.
Yeah, just, generally. Go on.
Oh, if we were to bring this into the modern day, right, you do it as, like, Marvel cosmic bullshit, whatever. But there needs to be another character called the mouth, and another called the nose, and then maybe another the eye.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
And they have, like, Exodia, of course.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking they have, like, an Avengers team up called the Face. And, like, then that's when they, like,
and
like
they'd face the hand.
Face. They'd face the hand. Yes, the Ninja Clan.
Yes.
The face is like this weird demon to the Hand Clan, and they're like, no, we don't go after them. And then you have to assemble the face to defeat the hand.
Oh no, it's the foot.
From Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, yeah.
Oh no, it's the tummy tum.
Or what if, right, the face is worshipped by the hand?
Oh fuck.
And so you have to talk to the hand. Because
yes.
the face, Connor, it ain't listening.
It ain't listening. Oh, fuck. Stan Lee, Bill Finger. The two of them.
What are you up to, lads?
They need to get back on this. Look, I feel like... Also, the eye was assisted by a human named Jack Barrister, because he was about justice. So,
of course.
Jack.
Of course. He really found his calling, didn't he?
Yeah. He was a criminal. Jack was. But
mass murderer.
Mass murderer. Was against peeping Toms, though.
Yeah, he had his line. He had his limits.
He brought the eye to justice.
What kind of gratification does the eye get out of doing such peeping, though? Because I have a lad I'd like to headbutt into him.
Now that would be a fight for the ages.
It's Dopey Danny versus the eyes. The eye, yeah.
And you don't want to poke yourself in the eye. So imagine you get headbutted in the eye.
That's true, but Dopey Danny does exclusively work with dicks, though. So
that's true. He doesn't know what to do.
Might be Vince when he sees the eye and he just like panics. He headbutts his own dick.
To be fair, if you seen an eye covered in flames coming towards you, telling you you're in doom, you'd headbutt your own dick.
Oh, absolutely, just to get out with things, yeah, just to distract myself.
So, Shaun, that's my 3 public domain superheroes for the week.
I love when we do these episodes because as mad as modern comics are and as bullshit as they are, they'll never be this bad again, will they?
No,
like
I mean,
this level of...
It's literally a case of nobody just said no to them. And anyone that did say no to, they normally got like at least 10 issues because they didn't have any ideas. And now we get to insult them that they even got 10 issues.
Yeah, and like, look, and we're all for like... No one knew what comics were at the time. Like, comics used to be brand new in like the 40s. So they were just trying things, and that's fine. But surely anyone can look at these objectively and say, that's not a good idea.
I mean, I think Danny has some potential. Also the Centaur, if, they did anything.
If the Centaur story paid off in any way, I might think differently about it. But it's such a flat ending for such a shit character. But yeah, Danny v Thanos is what I want to say.
He'd win.
Like, it's just swift 1-2 and there we go. Infinity War avoided.
He's like one and done. He does his one move, and if the other guy gets back up, he's just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, because like even if he does get headbutted in the dick, he's not out for the count. Like,
no, like
entirely.
he's like, oh, that really hurt, and you're like, ah. But then like 2 minutes later, like, I'm going to continue murdering people, Danny.
And now I'm angry about the fact that you headbutted me in the dick.
Shaun, would you like to take us out?
Yes, thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Hero or Zero. We will be back on Monday with Movie Mondays, Wednesday with Weird News Wednesday, and next Friday with another episode of Hero or Zero. Big thanks to everyone for continuing to support us over on Patreon. We really do appreciate everyone who is a patron of us over there. There's a link to that in the description. Also, other ways to support the show are by going onto Twitter at Heroes for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Facebook is Heroes for Hire Podcast or Detective Divilment's discussion group, whichever one you prefer. Instagram is Heroes for Hire Podcast. And also, whatever podcast platform you're listening on, if you could leave a like and a review or a comment or anything at all, just engage with the show on there. It does help us with the algorithm, helps get us in front of more listeners. But the absolute best way to ever help out the show is to just tell one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
And I think that's about it, Connor.
I think so. So I've been Connor Lawler.
I have been Connor Lawler.
I've been Shaun Mean. And we shall talk to you guys.
Bye.
Bye.